Vacation photography can be boring, but using a tilt-shift lens adapter can spice things up. In this video, I'll show you how I used a Tilt ROKR Tilt-Shift adapter to create selective focus tilt photos on my recent vacation to London and Paris. Hey everyone, Sean here with Fotodiox.com, and today we're taking a look at using our Tilt ROKR Tilt-Shift adapter to create selective focus photos while shooting vacation photography. Now, I recently got back from a vacation to the UK and France. I actually got to meet Matthew Stern. He's a wonderful YouTuber that we've worked with in the past. He's located in Paris. He makes amazing DIY photo videos. He adapts all sorts of cool lenses. So it was great to meet with him, talk about what he does on his YouTube channel, some of the creative things he's been doing recently. But while I was on vacation, I also wanted to shoot some photography, and I wanted my photos to be a little more interesting than just, your standard, here's a photo of a famous building, here's a photo of a famous statue. I wanted my photos to be a little bit more interesting, so that's why I used our Fotodiox Tilt ROKR Tilt-Shift adapter. I adapted two lenses on my trip. The first one is this Mamiya Secor 55mm f1.4 lens, and the f1.4 is actually pretty important. To get good selective focus photos, you are going to need a faster lens, so I used this lens. This is an M42 thread mount. I used another M42 thread mount lens. This is the Helios 44-2. This is an f2 lens. This is a famous Russian lens. It's got beautiful, weird optics. It creates really interesting flare. So these were the two lenses I used for my selective focus photos. But how did I give them the selective focus effect? How did I create that effect in camera? Well, I did it by using our Tilt ROKR Tilt-Shift adapter. This adapter has built-in tilt-shift technology, so you can actually tilt your adapted lens to create selective focus. Now, I was using a Sony E-mount A7 full-frame body camera, so to adapt these M42 lenses to this camera, I actually had to use one of our double adapter bundles. I used our M42 to Sony E-mount Tilt ROKR bundle. This bundle includes a Canon EF to Sony E-mount Tilt ROKR, as well as an M42 to Canon EF adapter. You have to mount your M42 lens on the M42 to EF adapter, thread that into place, and then you just take this lens and this adapter and you mount it on our EF to Sony E Tilt ROKR. Then we just got to mount it on our camera, and just like that, we have an M42 vintage lens that now has tilt-shift technology. To tilt the lens, we're just going to loosen this gold knob here. We can tilt down up to 10 degrees of tilt. And for selective focus, that's actually key. You're going to want to tilt all the way. Now, currently I'm tilting down, so that is going to create a horizontal selective focus effect. And that's a cool effect, but oftentimes I actually like to have the selective focus vertical in my shot, so I can actually rotate the tilt effect wherever I want it. I just push this gold button on the side of the adapter, and I can rotate the lens to the side. So now I can tilt to the left, or if I want to, I can rotate it the other way, and I can tilt to the right. The other thing I'm going to want to do is stop the lens all the way open, so I've got it set to f1.4. Then I'm going to use an ISO 100, and I'm going to speed up my shutter speed because for most of these photos I was shooting in bright sunlight, so I'm shooting at a 1/2000th of a second shutter speed or faster, depending on how bright it is. And then I'm just going to manually adjust the focus on this lens until my focus is exactly where I want it in the frame. And here are some examples of some of the photos I shot with this setup. So in England, I used the Mamiya Secor lens, but in France, I switched to the Helios 44-2, and that was as simple as removing this lens from the first adapter, mounting my Helios 44-2 onto it, and then just mounting the lens and adapter onto the tilt rocker. And there we go. Now I have a Helios 44-2 lens that has tilt-shift technology. I can tilt the lens up to 10 degrees of tilt. I can create that beautiful selective focus. And in Paris, I found that a lot of what I was photographing was actually statues. There are beautiful statues all around Paris, and it was really fun to use the selective focus effect to focus on very subtle elements of the statue while letting everything else go out of focus, go to bokeh. I got some really fun, beautiful results. So here's the big question: should you use selective focus for your vacation photos? And I'll leave that up to you. I know a lot of people are not a fan of this look. They prefer using tilt-shift adapters, tilt-shift lenses to create much more subtle focus effects. And you can definitely do that. In the case of what I was shooting, I really wanted that drastic selective focus. I wanted to create a dreamy, lo-fi vintage look, and these vintage M42 lenses paired with our tilt rocker adapter gave me just that look. But again, it's all up to you. So actually, here's my final question of the video. What would you use our tilt rocker adapters for? How would you use these adapters in your photography or video? Would you do drastic selective focus, or would you do more subtle focus effects? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Now, we've been talking about this M42 to Sony E tilt rocker adapter bundle, but we offer an entire line of tilt rocker tilt-shift adapters for all sorts of lenses and cameras. And if you'd like to learn about any of the tilt rocker adapters we offer, click the link in the description below. Also, click right here to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more videos just like this one. I'm Sean with Fotodiox.com, and have fun shooting selective focus vacation photos.